Good morning. We're just going to go for a quick guide of getting your Icom 7100 and your PC working data modes, and we're going to be using Ham Radio Delux this morning. The first thing to do is to start, before you've even put power on your radio, is to open the device manager, and you can do this by going into Start Run and typing in Device Manager, and there you are. You can see you can select it from the list. If we make that full screen and we just check under this setting here, COM ports, and you'll see that currently I have 3 COM ports set up. Now you may be in the situation where you have none at all. Don't worry about it even if this COM ports thing is not showing at this stage. Secondly, check the sound and video game controllers that you've got. Now if you apply power to your radio, you don't even need to switch it on, but you do need to connect it to a power source. You'll find that this list refreshes and you end up with 2 COM ports. On my machine they're numbered COM4 and COM5. You can see that they're Silicon Labs USB to UART bridge COM ports. So you need to take a note of those. They may be different numbers on your machine. The other thing that you'll see in the sound devices this USB audio codec, and it's quite important that you just make a note of those. Now I've already got my Ham Radio Delux configured, but you'll see a very similar screen in a moment when we start Ham Radio Delux. So this is what you see once you've set it up, and this is what you see on the new screen. So you'll need to select your radio. On older versions of HRD there wasn't an Icom 7100, so if you've got an older version, use the Icom 7000. That will work. You may have a few glitches, but it will work quite nicely. Now if you're not sure which your COM ports are or what speed they run at, then you can use an auto detect mode, and again with the speed you can use auto detect, and you can add this CIV port. On most Icoms it's 88, so if you look in my preset one you'll see it's 88. I'm only running at 4800. You could run at a faster speed. That's just personal preference because I've got quite a long USB cable. So if we click connect, I've asked it to open up HRD Digital Master and the logbook. So it'll just run through that. If you get any warnings, you'll see some red X's in this side of the screen here. And you'll see at the moment it can't read the frequency from the radio because I haven't actually switched the radio on. So let's do that, although I've put power to it. I'm just going to go back to the main HRD screen, and this is the screen where you get a lot of control over your radio. So you've got a slider which you can move the frequency. You can manually move the frequency by clicking on the numbers. You can access all the functions of your radio here and here, changed between VFOs on this side. It's quite a nice screen. All the gain functions and levels and notch filters and things like that, noise blanker there, look, can all be driven from this front screen. If you've got a small radio, I've got a Yaesu FT817, and my eyesight and hands aren't too brilliant. This screen will allow you to run your radio without having to access those tortuous menus. Now I'm going into this screen, Digital Master 780. Now the first time you open this up, you will get a getting started script. Now if you follow that, you will set your machine up. The important things to look for is obviously add in your details. These are mine, and we need to make sure that the PTT is correct. Now this is usually this setting here for Ham Radio Delux, and we also need to make sure that the sound card is set up properly. Once these two things have been done, you should be good to go. And here you can see that I've got the machine currently in Hellschreiber mode, but I can pick out all the various data modes from this list. So I can run RTTY, I can run PSK31 or PSK63. If you want to run SSTV, you need to go to this button here and open up your SSTV display. And this will just take a moment to open up, and it'll load some pictures and bits and pieces. And as you can see, I've got a stock of background images set here that I can use to transmit. The transmit templates are in here. You can add or receive templates, so there's a CQ template overlaid over a photo, another one. So you get the general idea. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope this helps you with the setup of your radio.